guys, welcome back to the channel. If you saw our last video, we're in France for Circuit Paul Ricard. We're doing Ferrari Challenge Europe. Now we're back stateside here at Sonoma Raceway. Luckily, we are leading the championship, and we're going to see some very exciting racing this weekend. It's going to be a very fun and competitive weekend. So Sonoma Raceway is one of the most challenging tracks on the calendar this season. It is 2.52 miles long, 12 turns. I actually got my first win here about 2 years ago. That was when the pavement was old. Now they recently repaved it, so it's a lot quicker, a lot more fun. There's still all the elevation, which makes it very exhilarating, but that's the art of Sonoma, so we're here to compete in it. And up next, I'm gonna be taking you a lap around Sonoma. So here we're coming on the main straight of Sonoma Raceway, going all the way up the gears to 6th gear. Making a good angle for turn 1, you turn in flat, lift, the uphill stop the car, and then to brake, hit both apexes, and then use all the track on the exit. You're lining yourself up for turn 3, which is a slight brush on the brakes. Hit the camber, release all the pressure, and back to power. Use all the exit and the downhill braking for 4. Here you usually counter a little understeer, and then back to power. You want to open up 5 as much as possible. A light lift at the apex and back to power. And then here we have a little braking, keep the nose pointed all the way. It's called the carousel, and then back to power before the apex and track out all the way. So now we're doing another back straight all the way to turn 7. Braking at the start of the signs. Try to hit the apex. Use all the exit past the white line. You want to hit as late as apex as possible because here's the start of another fast area. Here's called the S's, so you're flat all through here. A lift, back to power. Another lift, back to power, and try to use all the exit again. Here's another flat area. And then here to open up the corner, use all the curbing. Use all the curbing there, and then back to power. Here we're coming to turn 11, which is the hairpin. So we really stop the car a lot. It's a double apex. And then back to power. And we're going up the gears all the way to 6th again, catching somebody, and that is a lap around Sonoma Raceway.
Medler.
See, little bit of contact between the two, just a little panel rub. Who's going to be the big beneficiary here? It could be Dylan Medler, potentially. The more you try and attack the car in front, you're making yourself vulnerable to that car that is right behind you, and on this occasion it is Dylan Medler who of course is chasing. It's a real battle for the points between the cars that are P2 and P3 at the moment. Tony Davis has not been able to break away by anything meaningful. Running P2 for the moment, Roberto Perina. He's chasing Jason McCarthy ahead. Dylan Medler is P3, and then being very quiet at the moment is Matthias Perez Companc, who is in P4.
Do not worry about the guy behind, otherwise you will get overtaken.
So Jason McCarthy then listening to the advice of his coach and just focusing on looking forward. Roberto Perina trying to do all the hard work behind. Brian Cook is ready, Dylan Medler is ready to take advantage of that if he possibly can. The checkered flag awaits us. Jason McCarthy is victorious ahead of Roberto Perina, Dylan Medler, Matthias Companc. Then we'll see Dave Musial.
So starting off with race 1, we qualified in P3. The start was pretty tricky, you know, there was a lot of understeer because our tires weren't up to temperature yet, but Sonoma's a pretty hard place to pass, so we stayed P3 the entire race. The top 3 actually were within half a second the entire race, very competitive. Every now and then we catch up, pull away, but it was overall a pretty boring race because we weren't able to overtake, but had some people behind us catching up, but just eyes forward and a solid podium for today.
Ferrari Challenge Trophy owner Pirelli about to take to the track for their second race of this weekend, round 5. So there is Dylan Medler, still being chased down by Matthias Perez Companc, but Roberto Perina has broken away a little bit. The margin is just under a second between P1 and P2. Perina on Dylan Medler, and then Matthias Perez Compact running in that P3 place. Jason McCarthy, P4. This is our race leader overall. 1.369 seconds to the good is Roberto Perina, ahead of Dylan Medler, P2, and Matthias Perez Compact is all of a sudden just beginning to reel Dylan Medler in a little bit, like he's on the end of his fishing line. So the number 50 car that you can see there, driven by Matthias Perez Compact, who at some points was running really, really close to Dylan Medler, but Dylan has opened up a margin of very nearly 5.5 seconds. Is he getting just a little bit closer to Roberto Perina here? And Roberto Perina then sees the checkered flag, takes the win for Ferrari Challenge Trophy of Pirelli ahead of Dylan Medler. He is thrilled. Matthias Perez Compact, who is some distance.
All right, so race 2, we're looking forward to a very eventful race. Things got a little dirty even before the race started. Got my mirror taken off, and going at the start, I actually got jumped, so I was already battling P3, but I was able to secure that and stay P2 after turn 2. So that wraps up round 5 of Sonoma Raceway, and next I'll see you in Nürburgring.